I just love life now. I feel I'm celebrating it by being able to do what I'm doing at the moment. Being consistent is the best thing you can do for your body to keep moving.
Hi, I'm Reid. I am 75 years of age and I have, to my complete amazement, qualified for the HYROX World Championships 2026. I'm here with Boxrox and we're talking about my fitness, my training and the competition. I was completely gobsmacked. To me, I had entered HYROX and it was to complete it, not to compete. I just wanted to get to that finish line. So by doing that on the Friday, I felt I'd achieved that and I was really pleased and thought, well, okay, that's fine. And then on the Tuesday, I got an email coming in saying, you have qualified for the World Championships. And I just thought it was a mistake. But you only get about, I think it was 6 days, you have to either accept or decline. So it wasn't a question that you could think, oh, can I maybe, or let's just see how it goes. It was either, do I go for it or not? And I came and talked to Vicky and David to say, what do you think? And their answer was really, you've just done it, so you just do the same again.
I was at home and I genuinely jumped up and down. I just couldn't believe it. Annie texted me straight away saying, I think we need to get together tomorrow to discuss next steps. Do I do this? I mean, of course you do this. When we started training her about 3 or 4 years ago, we were focusing on that longevity and, like we say, paying into your health pension to keep the body moving, keep it well, making sure she's able to have a fun and varied life. Then the goal of HYROX came along. I think the way I would word it is that age changes the strategy, not the goal. So we just make sure that we are making it appropriate for that client and for Annie on the day, keeping mobility a strong focus within the training to ensure that the joints are well supported, moving well. Cardio gradually builds up. It's gradual progress rather than sort of reckless intensity.
Somebody said to me before I went to do the event, what's your time you're aiming for? And I didn't have one. Vicky, I know, was keeping tabs on what I was doing in the different exercises and stuff. So I kind of thought, well, she's got that sorted for me. And there's no winning time or losing time. It was just to get through. Well, my least favourite station is a wall ball squat, I have to tell you, because it's that last bit. You know you've got to do 100 of them and your body's kind of going, just stop, please, we've done enough, just stop. But again, we've started training already, obviously, with things like that, and I'm finding that I could, we break it down and I'm feeling more comfortable with it. Social media had a lot to do with it, didn't it? It was the way that it was just growing so quickly. So, and because obviously I'm interested in fitness, that you were seeing this, it was coming through with your algorithms. And it was just stuff about it that made me think, oh, that looks really interesting. I wonder if I can do it. I really didn't know what the event was going to be like. I started off playing a lot of tennis when I was younger and did reasonably well and played in lots of local tournaments and progressed from there. And then played probably until I was about 18 or 19 and then started work, so things didn't work the same way. And we had different things happening. Green Goddess came along and step classes and various things. So I've always done something. And then by the time I had my children, I was in my mid-30s and everything got busier, but eventually started going to the gym again, doing some classes and then getting PT sessions and just keeping it consistent. People are always so kind and really nice and encouraging, so it's a nice thing. I want to, as Dave and Vicky mentioned, we're paying into our health pension. I want to be able to keep going as long as I possibly can. I know that my children know that if I'm working out and keeping fit, that I'm in a good place, and therefore it's another good reason to keep doing that.
I've arranged I'm going to see somebody who's a chiropractor just for maintenance. I just want to make sure that everything works the way it should do and I don't end up with any injuries. But other than that, it's life, isn't it? Things can happen in life, and if I take care as much as I can do, that's all I can do. Sleep is important, very definitely, and I think not stopping exercising is important.
I think it's because there's a plan of, it's like I know at the moment I want to be doing 2 runs a week on a treadmill, and the weather's been horrible and I haven't done my 2 runs this week yet. It's putting it into my diary so I can actually see what I've planned to do, so I've got accountability to a certain degree. It works if I do something consistently, little steps but consistently, then it definitely builds.
During lockdown I ended up with my children living with me, and we went very much down the Joe Wicks route obviously, because that was what was happening. And I found it really helpful to, we arranged a weekly menu so everybody knew what we were all eating. And we really, since then, I just eat protein, carbs, vegetables, everything in moderation. A couple of weeks before the event, having talked to Vicky about carb loading, I just found that so amusing to think I was at a stage that I needed to be thinking about carb loading, but carb loading, using energy gels during the event as well. So it was just finding those supports, maybe, just to make sure that everything was in the right place to actually take part. Obviously, don't go into it straight off without having done anything. For me, it's either the rower or the bike. If I can get on there and just move myself on there, that does it for me. Stretching very definitely is part of my, I wouldn't say it's daily routine, but again with Pilates, it's making sure that I'm stretching out bits of my body. As you get older, there's bits of you that don't seem to work in the same way that they did when you were younger. So everything that I do, particularly in here, is to encourage that movement to continue. And it's doing things to make sure my hips are okay. I've so many friends who've had to have their hips replaced and stuff like that. And touch wood, I've been very, very lucky that I haven't had to. I had breast cancer about 16, 17 years ago, and because of that operation, it changed the way my body worked. And it's okay, it's not going to work exactly the same, but you work around it. I think that you can have an issue with your body, but you can work around it. You don't have to do it the same as everybody else. It worries me that why is it that, I did it. There should have been masses of women there taking part. Or not should is the wrong word. I don't to put pressure on people to think they should, but I just found it surprising that I was there. I think it's made me stronger and more able to deal with stuff in a different way by being maybe a bit calmer about things as well. I just love life now, and not that I didn't before, but I feel I'm celebrating it by being able to do what I'm doing at the moment. I did the competition in the end in 2 hours 11, I think it was 11:56 seconds. If I could get it down to 1:59:59, that would be amazing, and so I'd like to aim for that. But if the whole point of it is to get to the finish line. Being consistent is the best thing you can do for your body to keep moving.
I think my advice to anyone that's doubting their abilities is just to start small, have a go at something, find what you enjoy and keep doing that. HYROX is fantastic, and it's one of my favourite events, if not my favourite event, because of its variety. Anyone can have a go at HYROX, whether it be in adapted, whether you're pregnant, whether you are young and you're going for your absolute top performance. It's so accessible to so many people. Just have a go and you'd be blown away by what you are capable of.
I'd say just go for something. You don't have to go and compete at something that you just know you can't do, but you can do so much more than you think you can. Just a little bit more of what you do now would be enough. And just keep that motto, you can.